All right, so let's talk about bubbles and do they burst or not, right? So if you look at the Investopedia, yeah, so we have 5 stages of the bubble. We have economic bubble, I think, right? So displacement, boom, euphoria, profit taking. So smart money exit. This is a myth. You don't know when the smart money, unless you have insider knowledge, and then panic. So we are in panic right now for the stock market, right? So um, when I looked at the electric vehicles market, I definitely thought this is gonna burst, right? Because the valuations did not look right, right? So if you look at the, and it did burst, right? So just like the standard bubbles, they last about 3 to 5 years, and this one lasted for about 3 years, yeah, maybe 4. So it started maybe 2019, middle of 2019, so this is middle of 2022, yeah, so roughly 3 years, and it bursted, right? So let's look at some of the companies. So naturally we had NIO. Let's look at it all time. As you can see, from 52 to 12, now it's at 20. Okay, so that's a bust. Haft, right? So let's Acricomo was another one. Basically, when I was analyzing, anything that had electric vehicle sticker on it was like this, right? So so this company was 36. Now it's, what is it? Now it's $2, right? So it lost all of its value basically, right? Yeah, so it started maybe 2020. Yeah, well, approximately 3 years because it depends on the company, right? We had Nikola Corporation. It's the same story. From 80 to $5. So Li Auto, what do they do? Oh, they're actually okay. Let's see. Yeah, so Quantum Corp, they were doing solid state drives. They're the same. Again, the same pattern, do you see? They went from 131 to $9. I mean, that's insane. What else do we have? We have Tesla. Same story, right? From 1,000 to 724. Well, Tesla is still going because it's a meme stock, right? People still buy it, right? Volkswagen, no. Workhorse Group. Yeah, so they went from 34 to 2. This is another one. This is another electric vehicle company. From 72 to 17. So, as you can see, it just bursted basically. The only thing that's going, which is kind of only lost 25% of its value, is Tesla. But I mean, but that's a meme stock, right? It's kind of like Bitcoin, people keeping it alive because there's a lot of money invested into it, right? But the company is not worth what it's worth, right? We all know that. Panasonic, I just have it in here. It's not really an electric vehicle stock, but they do car batteries, so I just have it in here, for the fun. Okay, so the conclusion is that all bubbles always burst. And if you look at Wikipedia, economic bubbles wiki, right, you will see that there has been gazillion economic bubbles. Gazillion. Right, so example of, do you see? I mean, look at the list. It's so many bubbles. Irish property bubble, China stock property bubble, uranium bubble, rhodium bubble, cryptocurrency bubble is still going, corporate debt bubble, What else do we have in here? Housing bubble, .com bubble, US dollar index bubble, Poseidon bubble. What the hell was that? Oh, nickel prices. Yeah, you just have to remember that they always burst. They always burst. That's why the only way to invest is if you have to buy a broad index fund, right? Broad index market fund, because you see, money cannot be kind of they just swap hands. They don't disappear. They just swap hands. So when you have a very broad market, you are always capturing where the money is traveling. Does that make sense? So if there is bubble in electric vehicles, because a portion of your funds is in electric vehicles, you will capture that bubble, right? When that bubble bursts, typically money moves into something, I don't know, let's say index funds, or I don't know, they go into finance, or they go into healthcare. Let's say from electric vehicles they traveled into healthcare. So now that portion of your fund with electric vehicles goes down, that portion of your health fund goes up, right? So you are always capturing where the money is traveling. Unfortunately, the bad news is you're not going to get rich like this, because the way to get rich is to be in the bubble and sell at the top, but that's close to impossible to do. The only people who can do that are just lucky people, right? They just bought like crypto, like Bitcoin, when it was like 1 cent, and they guessed correct, right? They guessed correct, and that's it. It's pure like guessing game. But if you want to kind of stability, you want to save your money and earn a bit of income, then broad market index is actually the only way to do it, unfortunately, without gambling. Anything outside of that, you're just basically gambling, and that's it. All right? Because like I said before, I'll keep saying that no one can predict the market. If these guys cannot do it, which is Nobel Prize economists and mathematicians with an army of computer scientists and financial analysts, they could not do it. So I mean, anybody trying to do this is a waste of time. If you look in here, a list of pseudoscience, I think, right? Yeah. You see in here, you're going to have finance, and you will see that technical analysis, where people try to predict the market, is actually in the same category as Bigfoot and voodoo. Do you understand? There's no science backing that you can actually predict the market. It's not possible. People have tried it, many scientists have tried it, you just cannot do it, and that's it. That's why the broad market is the only way. You will always win in the long term, in a broad market, on average, right? So that's about it. That's my rant for today. Take care.